So week 1 is in the books. The refs were shit. And stop me if you heard this before. Both of our teams suck. Welcome back to Nick's Picks. It is week 2 of the NFL season. And I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, God, I got a lot to say to you about your team. But let's save all of that. Yeah, let's save all of that for the recap. Let's just stick with the points here. You are up by 2. I did have the 2 differs that I got wrong. So
it's week 1.
It's a good start for you, though. It's a good start for you.
That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna trash talk. It's only 2 and it's only week 1. Like what, 18 weeks?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So,
I got and the playoffs. And the playoffs.
There's plenty of time. I'm not boasting.
Okay, so before this video, I did sit here and test the audio, so hopefully the audio for this episode is a lot better than last week's video. I'm sorry about that. That's what happens when we take a full year off of actually making YouTube videos. Let's get right into the recap of week 1. And like I said in the beginning, we didn't really get a whole lot wrong, so there really isn't a whole lot to talk about here besides the games that we did get wrong. And I guess let's get the elephant out of the room right now. Let's go to our teams. Let's just get this done and over with because neither of us want to talk about it. And just for the sake of it, let's start with your team. You lost to a team. You lost to a team that didn't score a touchdown all game. This revamped offense, and the one thing that you needed was a quarterback, couldn't beat a team that didn't score a touchdown all games. You lost to a Justin Fields led team. How are you feeling? Like everything, all the hype through this season. How are you feeling with that? I get it's week 1.
I did say the first 4 weeks are going to be tough because the Steelers are always going to be competitive. We play the Eagles on Monday night. Why we're playing the Eagles on Monday night?
I feel like you guys play the Eagles on Monday night early in the season a lot. Like, I feel like this is like the third time in the last 5 years that this has happened.
But it's weird. Like, and then we play the Chiefs week 3 on Sunday night, which is also like weird. Like, I get it. It's a new team, but it's weird. Whatever. So I already had low expectations for the first couple weeks. 10 points.
Hey, look at
it was Kyle Pitts.
Look at it this way, and they used Bijan Robinson, Ben. Like I actually saw Bijan getting used. I feel bad for Algier, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, you know what? Maybe he'll get some like trade stock, but like I will say the defense did okay. I don't have high hopes for this week because after a shit performance, you now play at Philadelphia. But like I said, we'll get into that.
Well, let's get into.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing, man? Because mine was bad.
Yeah, let's get into that. So there's one person that I've lost all faith in. I've had faith in this person for the last couple of years, and it is gone. It's out the window, and that is Brian Dable. Because
really, not you already with Daniel Jones.
Oh yeah,
right?
I was out with Daniel Jones.
That's fair. Okay,
Brian Dable. We've spent all week hearing about how Brian Dable is taking over the offensive play calling. That was the worst offensive play calling that we've had since Jason Garrett was our head coach. I don't understand what all the quarterback runs were about. I'm pretty sure I texted slower. Pretty sure we were just running the Daniel go get yourself hurt so that we can throw Tommy DeVito in special. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the game plan.
That, like, what was it, like a wide receiver screen? I mean, granted, the Vikings defender made a great play. Like, it was a great play. But like,
on that pick.
Why are you calling that on, like, your own 10 or whatever it was? Like,
look,
your side of the
I will
field.
say this because we'll get into the Eagles-Packers game here in a second and, you know, all the Saquon Barkley stuff that's going around the internet. I still firmly believe that we made the right decision as far as the team future goes. No, I'm not defending the Daniel Jones contract at all, but you got to put yourself in their shoes. This is a league where you pay the quarterback, you don't pay the running back. So they had to pay Daniel Jones after the season he had. No, it didn't pan out. If it had panned out, they'd be geniuses. But not signing Saquon Barkley, I mean, having Saquon Barkley for that game, the Giants still would have lost to the Vikings. I think not signing Saquon is right for the future of the team. Obviously, it hurts seeing him score 3 touchdowns with the Eagles. But
basically carry the team too.
What do you like? What are they supposed to do? So let's get past our teams. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about with this weekly recap, because like I said, there's not much to talk about. We got everything pretty much right last week. But the main thing I wanted to talk about was these fucking refs, dude. Oh my God. It was like I watched maybe 5 games this week. I watched the Chiefs game.
They need to pick up that laundry, dude. That laundry's kind of dirty.
I watched the Chiefs game. through its entirety. I watched the Packers game in its entirety, the Giants game in its entirety. I mean, I flipped back and forth a little bit between that and the Falcons game a little bit just because I wanted to see it. I watched some of the Cowboys-Browns game, but I was streaming at the time. I watched most of the Lions-Rams game, and I watched the 49ers-Jets game this week. The amount of fucking flags that I saw during these games, like,
wow.
Let them play. And a lot of them weren't even flags. Oh, well, they were calling them on the other team more than they were calling them on our team. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's all over the place. Yes, the Chiefs got favored a little bit more than everyone else, but, like, shut the fuck up.
I think the only one where it was kind of like you need to learn was, I think, with the Ravens, with the one tackle who was, like, too far. Like, that's like, okay, you got to learn that. But, like,
and then the Chiefs guy not getting called for it either. It's like there's inconsistency.
That's the thing.
There's so many bad flags. It's just, I don't even know what to say anymore. The refs are getting worse. The Cardinals gave the Bills a run for their money. The other game that we did get wrong this week was the Bengals and the Patriots. That's kind of surprising. Joe Burrow played like ass.
You know, they don't show week one. Honestly, we both should have saw that coming. They have not shown for week one the past, I think, like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's on us.
I think we probably should have saw that coming.
That's on us. That's on us. You're right. Caleb Williams had a bit of a struggle, but he still managed to get the win against the Tennessee Titans. I wasn't even fucking close on that Panthers-Saints game. I
was somehow close.
Wow. Tyreek Hill gets arrested and then scores an 80-yard touchdown and does a handcuff celebration.
Love it.
Dolphins beat the Jaguars. Texans and Colts was a great game. It was a shootout kind of in the way that I was saying, but I mean, Anthony Richardson has a fucking cannon. He has a cannon. Good. Yeah, I was wrong on the Broncos game. Bo Nix didn't look all that great. It's week one. I'm going to give him a little bit of a pass here, but he did not look good at all. Deshaun Watson. I saw a meme that said Deshaun Watson ending up worse somehow than Baker Mayfield is the most Cleveland Browns thing.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy.
That is so wild that, like, Baker gave, like, their first playoff win in, like, what, years? And they're like, hey, we want this dude that has, like, 27 fucking allegations against him. Give him, like, $300 million. Yeah, that worked out great.
Jaden Daniels probably had the best rookie quarterback performance of the week. However, wasn't enough for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Aaron Rodgers, like, the fact that he made it through this game is fucking nuts because they're not only, like, all the memes and stuff about him getting hurt, but their offensive line is horrible.
I watched that game. He's mobile, but, like, he's also like 40.
I am worried for Aaron Rodgers' health in the future. But let's get into these week 2 predictions. We will be getting more guest stars in here soon. Obviously, these first 2 weeks, we weren't able to get one. Slower, you fuck. Start answering my text messages when I fucking message you.
Fucking loser.
We have Michaela lined up to join us. Hopefully, Mike can join us at some point. And Slower eventually will be here back to give some hot takes. So maybe. I didn't lie about the hot takes. They are coming soon, just not this week. So here are our week predictions. They're up on the screen right now. If you guys want to pause and take a look for your favorite team, we can get into that right now. But as they will every week, they will scroll across the bottom as we continue to talk. So there really isn't much to talk about this week. We only differ on one game this week rather than 2. And it starts with the game that you guys are watching tonight, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. It's 50-50. I mean, I could go with the Dolphins here and just make sure that I stay down 2 with you and hope I get a score prediction to take a lead. But the Bills offense looked good. Like it once it picked itself up a little bit. The Bills offense looked good. Their defense, they should have lost that game. Marvin Harrison was wide open for game-winning touchdown.
Over like multiple points. Like,
as Ben would say in Madden, he was butt naked open.
He was butt naked open. Don't tell Sean. No, I mean I can't pick Buffalo. It was just so weird how I said Buffalo do good. I have them winning the AFC East. I have Josh Allen as my MVP pick. Like, I'm going, and I don't care if they won. It's the Cardinals.
The Cardinals,
I can't. And I don't believe in Tua that much better than Josh. I think Josh Allen will have a better game than Tua, but that Bills defense did not look good at all. It really didn't. And this is a better offense in the Dolphins, so I can't. It's hard. I really can't pick the Bills in this one.
It's a tough one, but I think this is going to come down to offensive firepower because, I mean, the Dolphins did kind of struggle with Jacksonville, and I don't think Jacksonville is that great of a team, but yes, they are better than Arizona, probably, in my opinion. It's a tough one. I do think this is going to come to an offensive shootout, and like as you said, I do trust Josh Allen more than Tua. I don't even really feel like talking about my game at all. I mean, the Giants are probably going to get ran all over by Jaden Daniels, and
or Eckler. Who
just
knows?
the way that the Giants played offense, or lack thereof. Like, I have them scoring 10, but like realistically, I don't know if they actually can get a touchdown. I don't know if that's physically possible for them to get in the
I
end
was
zone.
tempted to put like 3 points. I'm not.
They
gonna
have.
lie.
I will say this. I think the Giants, they didn't show it at all in week 1 because there was a lot of drop passes. But I really do think the Giants have a very underrated wide receiver room. I really do think Jalen Hyatt, Darius Slayton, and Malik Neighbors can be a very heavy set. The problem is they're all speed guys. None of them are hands guys, and none of them are making catches in traffic, and that's where Daniel Jones is throwing the ball.
Basically, the Giants' offense is, hey, we have 3 guys that can get open. Do we have an O-line to get them enough time? No. Well, let's just keep doing it that way. It's like,
yeah,
you either got to build that O-line so you can throw it downfield, or you need to get rid of one of them and get, like you said, a possession-type receiver.
We didn't get to talk about them last week, so we'll talk about them this week. The Dallas Cowboys and their brand new, highest-paid NFL quarterback.
Wild.
Dak Prescott. They had to pay him. I mean, it's a lot of money to pay him. But, I mean, this is the year. To be honest with you, when it happened, there's part of me that thinks that, like, I know that, like, this scary thought pops in my head every year because Dallas is good every year. That this kind of feels like the year that they could, make a Super Bowl run. I'm not saying win it, but like at least make it past where they normally do. Make an NFC Championship maybe. But like, this would, I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, and maybe you know what? Fuck it, save this footage right now. If the Cowboys make it to a conference championship, they make it to the NFC Championship. I don't care if I win or if you win this overall thing. I will eat hot wings like with you regardless. I don't care if I set myself up for failure.
So if you do lose, does that mean you have to
I'll
eat
do
extra?
double duty.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll do double duty. I'm gonna
Right.
like there is every year we say this every year with the Cowboys and it never works out. I just don't believe it. I don't care. I might regret it. I honestly might, but I really don't see it happening.
I wrote it down in my notes. I mean, beyond that, there's really not many games to talk about. The Lions-Bucks could be an interesting one, but are there any games that you really stand out? I mean, do you want to talk about what's going to happen Monday night, or?
What did I have my score at? I have. Oh no, I don't have them scoring 20.
I have 34-17. You have 30-17.
I have 30-17. Yeah, no. And honestly, I think 17 is a stretch. Not because I think the Falcons' offense is bad. It kind of is. But it's going to be like 20-0 before the Falcons score.
And it's in Philadelphia.
It's just a bad matchup.
I do have to talk about one other thing. I mean, last year, it was the year of injuries to quarterbacks. We lost a lot of quarterbacks to injury. We only lost one this week, although it is a big name out there because it was my MVP pick for the season. He's not out.
Quarterback.
Yeah, he was mine in my other league too. I mean, he's not out for the entire season, but Jordan Love will be out for at least the next couple weeks, and they have Malik Willis.
Like 4 weeks, yeah.
I mean, maybe Malik Willis could have a couple of games. We both have them losing to the Colts this week because, like we said earlier, Anthony Richardson really deserved to be a top 5 pick. We didn't get to see any of this last year, so, hopefully he has a great season. But yeah.
I think it's also the fact that, Malik Willis is basically, just jumping in. It's just, he hasn't had enough time, whereas Richardson has, so it's just, I don't know. They might. I mean, I have it close, but,
I was texting slower throughout that entire game, and when that happened,
just immediately
what do you what do you say to your friend who has a team that has a lot of hope and their quarterback goes down with a major injury, especially when he messages you in all capitals, my Pookie Bear?
I will say as much shit as we give slower, that it's a tough is because you never want to see a quarterback, especially a high profile quarterback, go down. Thankfully, it's only 4 or 5 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. It's still a good chunk. I don't know.
This isn't the part of the season that it all matters, but this isn't the part of the season that really matters. So as long as Malik Willis doesn't put them in an 0-6 hole for Jordan Love to climb himself out of, the Packers can potentially still be fine.
And they have a run game with him and Josh Jacobs. So I think, it's going to be tough, but if they stay above 500, they should be okay.
Speaking of run game, your Super Bowl pick looks phenomenal in that category. And I mean, this is not a run first league. So, I mean, Jared Goff at some point is going to have to make some passes if the Lions are
I
going
do
to win
agree
the whole
with that.
thing. But the Lions looked real. I mean, yeah, the Rams look like they were a very good team, and everyone thinks that the Rams are going to be a very good team this year. I think they're going to be somewhere around like middle of the pack, but regardless,
they're like around like 500. Yeah.
Regardless, the Lions looked good. I mean, they go up against the Bucks this week. I think this is going to be a good matchup.
I think this is like almost a very like I have to like look through a lot of these, but this is like a very like even matchup where like I have the Lions winning, but I only have them winning by 3.
Me too.
So like this is a very like both are like very like eerily similar.
Right.
But instead of like the Bucks having like good wide receivers, the Lions have good running backs.
All right, well, beyond that, there's really not a whole lot of games to talk about. I mean, the only games that we missed talking about, the Ravens and the Raiders, cool. The Jets and the Titans, not really all that interesting. 49ers, Vikings, Chargers, Panthers, Seahawks, Patriots, the Rams, Cardinals, Steelers, Broncos, who actually, I was going to mention that, the Steelers, a team that we both said this is finally going to be the year that they don't finish above 500. We both have them starting 2-0. So, we'll see how the Steelers manage to finish out this season. The Chiefs and the Bengals, I just don't think Joe Burrow is going to be able to bounce back enough against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud and the Texans going up against the Bears on Sunday Night Football. That's a weird matchup for a Sunday Night Football game. You would have thought it'd be the Chiefs-Bengals, but...
I guess because it's 2 young quarterbacks, Caleb and CJ.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Could be an interesting game, but, I mean, Caleb didn't play all that great in week 1, so hopefully he turns it around in week 2, and then your Monday night game. That'll be fun. So, hope you guys enjoyed Nick's Picks week 2. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hope you guys are still enjoying this podcast style. Last week, I said to drop a comment below if you were Team Nick or Team Ben. We had a Team Nick in there, so haha, fuck you, Ben.
Fuck off.
So come on, get some people in here to support Ben. Get some Team Bens in the comments this week, and we will see you guys in week 3. Ben, is there anything you want to say before we head out for week 2?
These next, 2 weeks, I might not be talking much.
Yeah, I mean...
Just gonna leave it out there. You might not be getting an energetic Ben when it comes to his team. I don't even know who they play week 4. I think it's the Saints. Maybe by then.
I don't know. They just beat the shit out of the Panthers. Let's see what they do against you. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace. It felt weird last week not having a outro.
Like a little outro.
Yeah, and it just ended. It just ended at peace, and I was like, I don't know if I like
forgot
that.
Something.
Right. Well, not that I forgot something. Just
Well, I mean, it's like the Giants forgot how to play offense.
Oh, right. This is why we didn't do it anymore.
Bye, guys.